I like your positive outlook. After last night, things don't really feel real. The whole situation that happened in New York with Aaron, it doesn't feel like real life. Like that didn't seem like it was a possibility to me.
Agreed. And as the injury took place, I was watching Monday Night Manning. It's great. Thank you for being back.
Yeah.
I went over to Joe and Troy. They're great. Too, as we're trying to develop news and see if anybody, insiders or anybody has any information that Joe and Troy would have that maybe the Mannings wouldn't have in their houses in Colorado and wherever the hell they are doing this entire thing. So I would check out the Joe and Troy cast just to see if there was any more updates. Whenever I wouldn't hear that, I'd go back to Monday Night Manning. And then, I stayed on my phone for like 2 quarters just trying to see if we could get any type of update. When that injury happened, if you watch Peyton go through it, it was exactly how I felt. As soon as you see him go out of the blue tent on the cart, Peyton's like, cart? We got a cart here? Like, mind blown that what we saw there was something that was going to require him to be carted out of the stadium in the middle of the game to go get an x-ray. I thought it was a sprain. Let's go ahead and tape this thing back up. Even though the experts on X already had it diagnosed as a torn Achilles, it just didn't feel like that play was supposed to happen or did happen in a moment. I wonder if it's just because we're dumb, because we're friends of his. Well, I wonder if that's how everybody felt, because I think Jets fans, as soon as they saw it, they assumed the worst.
Yeah.
They're like, yup, Achilles, broken foot, broken leg. We knew it. This is exact. But I didn't think that. I thought he was coming back out. I thought it was Chicago Bears opening night 2.0, where he was coming out of the cave like Jesus Christ in the second half and said, boom, we're back in there. Instead, there was no sign that it was good anywhere on the internet, on any of the casts. It came out of nowhere, AJ. What a bummer, man. What an actual bummer.
I went through multiple different thoughts of what could have happened. So he stood up, and I was like, oh, no, he's limping. And then when I saw him sit back down, that's when I got worried right away. I thought, he doesn't just do that. Most guys don't just sit down if it's he rolled his ankle a little bit. I thought initially, okay, I hope it's not his ACL. I hope his knee didn't get torqued in the wrong way. And then when I hear it's ankle, I'm thinking, okay, that's good. Even if he has to get a little surgery or something, he'll come back this year. And then you see the Achilles stuff, and you're like, oh, no. Like, what else? I know when the X-ray is negative, I thought this is bad because I was hoping it was a break or something like that.
Him even getting the X-ray was weird to me because I assume he would know that it was an Achilles. Like, he would just say.
They know, but they got to do it, obviously.
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what
just to make sure, because it could be Achilles and something else, popped off or chipped off or something.
That's what what was the word he said, Dr.
A recoil?
No, that was
covering
avulsion
fracture.
Avulsion fracture. Hey, thank you, Doc.
Wow. He's Dr.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, but I heard a guy say
Hawk. But anyways, that was kind of what he was alluding to, and I agree. But man, 4 plays into his Jets tenure, it's all over. If you think about how much work he put into that, we saw him at Tahoe. I assume you've seen him in other places and chat with him much more often than anybody else on earth, maybe, to be honest. The energy that he had and the investment that he had. You remember OTAs was a part of the conversation. Before he went out there, he said to us, he was like, I'm going to be there for OTAs. There's some stuff that I got to get back that I've already scheduled in California with my own people, but I'm going to be there. He ended up being there the whole time.
Yeah.
Bought a house there. He's going to the Knicks games. He's going to the Rangers games. He's going to Broadway. He's out and about. They're cheering his name. There's a parade. It has input in the offense. In the Hard Knocks, you kind of see him directing traffic with everything. Like, the amount of investment he put into this year to end the way it did, after that magical moment of him running out of that tunnel with the American flag and how sweet it was, there's no way he goes out like that. Right, AJ? People think that I know. I do not know. Nope. So if you're going to take this clip and run with it, I am not told anything from anybody, which is smart. And I've told everybody I know not to tell me anything because it's coming right through this microphone if you tell me anything at all. But just as a pundit, as a human that has observed the way this guy operates and the way he's talked about football, he's an old school, super competitive football player that is also a gypsy hippie on the side. You know, like the type of human he is, the gypsy hippie thing would normally be like a painter, a philosopher, like a super high-end intelligence. He just so happens to also be an old-school football player inside of it. With everything he's accomplished, with the build-up to that Jets thing, my personal opinion, no way he goes out like that. But he's 39, has a Hall of Fame legacy already. He's wealthy, got a great house out there in Malibu. We've seen it on TMZ and on Zillow.
That's right.
It is so nice. Has a great house in New Jersey. Hey, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
That's right.
He has a glass house out there in New Jersey. He has everything he could potentially dream of having. But no kids, no wife. A lot left, I'm thinking. What are your thoughts? And has he told you anything? Try to dance around that, I guess. But what do you think, just as one of his closest friends?
No, I mean, I obviously reached out and texted a little bit with him. Definitely did not ask him, hey, bud, but I need to know by 1 o'clock when I go on. Are you coming back or not? Like, I didn't. We didn't.
So you retired?
Come on, AJ.
I would imagine. Obviously, I can't speak for him. He never said anything about it, but I would imagine he's in shock a little bit too right now. Where I don't. Who knows? Like, can he even process it and figure it out? Like, all right, yeah, I want to come back. Of course, I don't know. I'm sure he's got a billion things going through his head right now.
So what do you think?
I would imagine, yes. I think he's coming back to play. I would not imagine this. Yeah, this is his last time on the field.
Put it on the SeatGeek ticker. Put it on our ticker because everybody's going to put it on their ticker that AJ Hawk says that he thinks he's going to be playing football. Because whenever anything was going on with Aaron Rodgers the past couple off seasons, this guy knew the answers.
Yes, he did.
And he had to sit on our show for 2 hours every single day. And we peppered him.
Every day.
And he just danced around. He's got 1,000. He just did it right there.
Yep.
He's got 1,000.
Sure.
She's in shock a little bit. He's got 1,000 things going through his head. And that's mental gymnastics that he's had to do. But whenever he says, like, I think he's coming back to the Packers, he went back to the Packers.
Yep.
I don't know if he stops playing football, is how he was talking about last year before the darkness retreat. Lo and behold, didn't stop playing football, but also wasn't for the Packers, so he didn't lie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He kind of
knew.
He did.
And he knew.
He lied to us.
And here he's like, I'm thinking he's playing football. It might be too early where he doesn't have the information yet because Aaron might not know. But
I don't have any information. You know that. I've said from day one, when he is so damn good at football still, why would he stop playing? That's strictly what I'm going off of.
And if you listen to his answer he gave us, whenever I asked him, why do you love football? And he just gave this monologue, 3 minutes, about his drive for competitive greatness and competing. And there's no other thing on earth that really scratches him where he itches whenever it comes to competing. When you listen to that, and that was not said that long ago, and then you think about him going into the darkness retreat, he said he was 80-20 or something.
Yeah.
We don't know if that... Right.
That could have been mumbo jumbo.
We don't know if that is. And I almost retired like 4 years. So I retired early, but there was like a 4-year conversation of like, I'm retiring. And I was the only human that did this. Most humans in the NFL are like, I'm not signing up for that again. I'm not diving back into this. And then when football season starts coming around, all of a sudden football players are just like, yeah, what am I even talking about? I am sprinting to OTAs right now. So I think there was a chance that maybe he was thinking about calling it quits. I think there was a chance where he was like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. But when push comes to shove, I think is what we're saying. When the decision is to be made, like, hey, for real, do you want to do this or not? Because we're 8 months out, so we gotta do this. And I think you're saying the same thing. He's going to choose to compete still at this age, and him coming back at 40 from an Achilles. Think about what you know what I mean? The amount of chips he can put up right now. People are saying 40-year-old body can't do that. For the amount of investment into rehab to get back is something he won't want to do. He wants to do ayahuasca. This dude wants to go do Celebrity Jeopardy. This guy wants to go date celebrities.
That's right.
He wants to fly down to Peru. This guy wants to do all you think he wants to put into work. And these are things that the people that are at the top of every sports thing, the women and the men that are up there, these are things that become the motivators. These are the things that become the inspiration every morning. And it's not I'm going to get healthy. It's is that right? And that's just how it is. And I think this situation is going to garner a lot of spite, I think, out of a man trying to prove a lot of people wrong.
Oh, and just look at what he has said. You know, not only has it felt like a dream for him, he's said multiple times, like, this isn't a one-year thing. I want to do this, and then I want to pass it off to Zach. And I don't don't think, obviously the Achilles injury changes a lot, but I don't think that changes his mindset of what it's been like for the Jets and his plan with the Jets and the contract that he figured out with the Jets. So I can't see that happening whatsoever, and it'll still be damn near the exact same team next year because of how young and talented
Might get better, right? Might have a good pick. Might be. They still have their first rounder.
Yeah, get a new tackle.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.